The man who died after falling from a cliff in the North County was a prominent wildlife researcher. How he is being remembered as loved ones plan a tribute.
Plus, the state is questioning whether the San Diego Sheriff's Department is taking its enforcement of concealed carry permits seriously. What we found when we talked with the department.
And a local woman pays her parking ticket on time but still gets hit with a huge late fee. Why she may not be the only one stuck in the red tape. But first, we are tracking breaking news at 6. At least one person is hurt after this truck crashed into a home in Spring Valley, setting off a fire. 10
News anchor Derek Stahl is monitoring it in the live center right now. Derek, what's the latest?
Kim, Steve, SDG&E crews just got to the scene to assist firefighters. This fire is happening near Hamishaw Boulevard and Galapagos Street. It's been a very stubborn fire to put out. And within just the last few minutes, SDG&E confirmed for us that this fire has been fueled by a gas leak. I told you at 5 o'clock, it looks like the truck clipped a gas meter there at the home. This all started around 5 p.m. A pickup truck apparently careened over a wall and hit a house in the 9700 block of Huron Street in Spring Valley. The CHP says the driver was taken to the hospital. There does appear to be some damage to the house. We have a 10 News crew heading to the scene. Anthony Pura is going to be out there, and we hope to bring you a live update coming up later on in this newscast. For now, I'm Derek Stahl, 10 News.
All right, Derek, thank you. A man who fell from a cliff in a remote canyon in Escondido died doing what he loved. Today, we learned that he was founder of the Wildlife Research Institute.
He devoted his life to the cause, and 10 News reporter Mimi Alcala is joining us in Ramona, where a special tribute is planned for him tomorrow.
The tribute to Dave Bittner will be here at Begent Ranch, right off of Highland Valley Road, where he was able to share his love for wildlife with the community.
They go up to Alaska, they go everywhere.
Molly Jager Begent says Dave Bittner fully dedicated his life to wildlife research.
He would tag eagles all over the world and follow their paths to figure out what was really happening in the world of wildlife.
10 News interviewed him several times over the years, usually when a bald eagle was spotted in the county.
They flew in on their own and decided it's a good place to be.
Begent and her husband donated a portion of their ranch off of Highland Valley Road in Ramona to the Wildlife Research Institute that Bittner co-founded with his wife. Lined inside of this transformed barn are wildlife photos he took, another passion of his. For decades, he held his hawk watch on Saturdays the first 2 months of the year, where biologists teach the community about birds and raptors with an in-person experience completely free of charge.
He was just really dedicated. He had a passion.
On Thursday, Bittner was in Bandy Canyon, replacing batteries on a motion-activated camera that was placed at an area where his group says there was a threatened golden eagle's nest.
So they have cameras set up to make sure that the birds are coming back and that they can then track them.
He was in a harness but somehow fell off the cliff and yelled for help. He was given medical attention but unfortunately went into cardiac arrest and died.
He's going to be sorely missed. He was a force to be reckoned with.
Tomorrow's Hawk Watch and tribute will be held from 10 a.m. to noon. Reporting in Ramona, Mimi Alcala, 10 News.
What a legacy he leaves. Thank you, Mimi. A 23-year-old student at Alliant International was one of the passengers killed in the plane crash in Iran. Sarah Sadat, on the right in this picture, lived in Alberta, Canada, and just turned 23 in November. She would have started her second semester in the school's doctorate program next week. She was visiting family in Iran with her mother and sister when her flight bound for Ukraine crashed minutes after taking off from Tehran. All 176 passengers were killed, including Sarah's sister and mother. The university plans to have counselors on campus to help students deal with the loss.
Sarah was a student in our doctoral program in clinical psychology, and it's a cohort-based program. That means that Sarah will stay with the same group of students throughout her doctoral program, and they will move from course to course each year together. And it's a very tight-knit group of students. They develop lifelong friendship bonds.
The university plans to do something to honor Sarah's legacy.
Tonight, the California State Auditor is calling out the San Diego County Sheriff's Department over parts of its concealed carry weapons program.
And Team 10 investigator Adam Rakusin is joining us. The state says that it made recommendations to the department more than a year ago, but doesn't know if the sheriff has made those changes. Adam's been checking. Adam.
Yeah, here's the report right here. Under estimated date of completion, you can see right here it says unknown. So since the state didn't know, we thought that we'd ask. Turns out maybe we can help bridge the communication gap between the Sheriff's Department and the state. We got some answers. The department says yes, they have implemented the recommendations. If you scroll down about 90 pages into a new state audit, you'll come across the San Diego County Sheriff's Department. According to the state, in December of 2017, the auditor made several recommendations to the Sheriff's Department surrounding its local concealed carry weapons program and how to improve it. Here we are in January of 2020, and the state auditor claims they don't know if the Sheriff's Department implemented those recommendations because the department hasn't responded to their inquiries. Those 4 recommendations include things like notifying the state that it has revoked licenses whenever license holders become prohibited persons. Also, the audit suggested the department should immediately pursue increasing its CCW fees to the maximum amounts allowable under state law. The Sheriff's Department says, hold on a minute. In a statement, the department told us changes were implemented in 2018 and reflected all of the recommendations except for the proposed increase in fees. The statement said the Sheriff's Department did not agree on placing a high fee that would otherwise prevent the issuance of a CCW for a qualified and genuine necessity solely because of financial hardship. Last year, 10 News reported there was an upsurge in approved concealed carry weapon licenses in San Diego County. Data provided by the San Diego County Sheriff's Department showed a more than 300% increase from 2017 to 2018. And according to the department, the adjustment of those fees is now mandated by the state with the passage and implementation of AB 1297. Sheriff's Financial Services is currently looking at their business practice for reviewing the fees collected. That fee will ultimately need to be approved by the Board of Supervisors. Adam Rakusin, 10 News.
Thank you, Adam. A student at a private school in Mission Valley is confirmed to have the county's first case of meningitis in 2020. The county says the student goes to Nazareth School and is being treated at a hospital. The county and the school have found everybody who had close contact with the student to prevent its spread. Symptoms of the disease include fever, headaches, and rashes. There were 8 cases of the disease reported in San Diego last year.
All right, it will be a cool weekend around San Diego, and heads up if you're heading to the coast, king tides are here. Our meteorologist Angelica Campos is tracking all of it here tonight.
That's right. They were very impressive today in the Bay Area because they actually have a storm system nearby. But here in San Diego, even though there is a chance that we may have some of that water rise, especially in places like Oceanside and typical areas near the coast that flood, that could happen tomorrow morning as the king tide once again rises. But you're also going to experience extremely low tides, and that meant this afternoon everyone had a really big beach with a lot of sand. The temperatures also have been warming up today, 1 to 2 degrees around the county, 4 degrees better in Julian, and the temperatures right now are in the 40s in Julian, much better than yesterday. We hit 30s and even 20s last night. Near the coast, mid-50s is going to be a great weekend. We just have to watch for king tides and also pretty chilly temperatures. I'll pinpoint what those numbers will look like for the weekend in your 7-day forecast.
We look forward to that. Thank you. The son of the first sexually violent predator released back into San Diego County has pleaded guilty to molesting a young girl. Sean Crocker admitted to committing a lewd act on a child yesterday. After his arrest last year, 10 News learned from a source that he is the son of Matthew Hedge. Hedge pleaded guilty to molesting children back in 1989 and was released in 2005. The younger son now faces up to 10 years in prison when he is sentenced in March.
And 2 men were sentenced today for their roles in the 2018 killing of a man in Pacific Beach. Carlos Yalas, who admitted to shooting and killing Mark Anthony Mendeville, will spend up to 27 years in prison. His co-defendant, Pedro Ramirez, got 8 years. They and 2 other men forced their way into a PB home in August of 2018, trying to kick out Mandeville, leading to the shooting. The other 2 defendants have already been sentenced for the killing.
San Diego County will get $90 million worth of bike lanes. Taxpayers previously approved a $200 million tax dedicated for bike and pedestrian projects in 2004. But with rising construction costs, the county now needs to borrow $90 million from future funds to finish the projects. But today, some of the Sandag board asked if it was worth it.
Over 90% of the people use our roads to get to and from work and do their day-to-day activities. We also got to focus attention on them.
Money's in short supply. We need to be spending our money on how people live, not how urban planners think we should live sometime in the future.
Today's vote was split 10-10, but the weighted votes, where larger jurisdictions get a larger say, passed the measure.
A break-in at a liquor store in Mission Valley led to quite a sight at a nearby hotel. Police say that 11 people broke into Valley Liquor on Hotel Circle around 4 this morning. They say the group was having a party at the nearby Atwood Hotel and then ran out of alcohol, leading to the break-in. The owner of the store called police, who quickly tracked down that group. They all lined up outside the hotel and were led away in handcuffs.